It seems today that all you see are scenes that make you want to turn off the TV. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Family Guy moments that made fans rage quit. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at scenes that enraged Family Guy fans. We're including poor characterization, horrendous story directions, tasteless jokes, and just plain lazy writing. If you haven't seen these infuriating episodes, there will be spoilers.
Hey, Lois, if I was going to kill myself, do I slit my wrists this way or this way?
Number 10. Peter saving the whale. When Peter gets promoted to forklift operator at work, he naturally starts having too much fun with his new vehicle. He tries to use it to rescue a beached sperm whale, only to accidentally impale the poor mammal. Afterward, we're subjected to a whole minute of Peter trying to dislodge the creature, only for it to fall completely apart in a grotesque display, as blood and organs topple out of the carcass. While we should maybe give props to the art directors and animators for not missing any gruesome details, fans were too busy gagging at the scene and feeling disheartened over the poor whale's suffering.
You're welcome.
Number 9. Peter in the Boston Marathon. While the rest of the episode Turban Cowboy was nothing to boast about, the worst moment came when Peter recalled how he won the Boston Marathon. Turns out he drove his car to the finish line, killing everyone in his path.
I'm Bob Costas, here with Boston Marathon winner Peter Griffin.
It was an uninspired joke at the time, but then tragedy struck 1 month later with the Boston Marathon bombings. Fox pulled the episode from the airwaves and streaming services, and professional conspiracy theorist and tragedy troll Alex Jones went so far as to blame Family Guy for inspiring the incident. While that was quite a stretch, any way you look at it, the gag was in poor taste, especially in retrospect. Number 8. Stewie's therapist. Stewie has a lot of issues, so it's no surprise that a visit to a child psychologist sees him sharing a lot of secrets and insecurities. Towards the end of the session, however, the doctor starts having a heart attack and asks Stewie to hand him his medicine, but Stewie refuses.
I don't understand. Why aren't you getting my medication?
It's true that Stewie is a sadistic little toddler and is killed plenty of times, but this was especially shocking because he didn't even get his hands dirty.
I'm not going to get it.
Is this because I made you wait?
It's because I can't have anyone know the real me.
Instead, he elected to ignore the pleas of someone who only wanted to help him and let the poor therapist suffer a slow, agonizing death, taking all of Stewie's secrets with him to the grave. Number 7. Vern and Johnny. Every now and then in the first few seasons, the action would be interrupted by two vaudevillian performers named Vern and Johnny. While Vern tried and usually failed to entertain viewers, Johnny was just there to play him off on a piano. Do not ask where the piano comes from.
Now that's rich! Ha 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 ha! Play me off, Johnny!
While their antics were mostly harmless, fans got tired of them disrupting the episode. And even then producer David Goodman admitted that they used the duo way too much. The gag was finally laid to rest when Stewie shot them to death in season 5, and aside from a few brief cameos, they haven't bothered us since. Number 6. Peter marrying Chris. After Chris bonds with his grandpa Carter, Carter makes him the sole heir of the Pewterschmidt family fortune. A jealous Peter tries unsuccessfully to get on Chris's good side to earn a chance at the money, but things turn creepy real fast.
There comes a time when every man looks at his son and thinks, I want to take this to the next level.
Peter asks Chris, his own son, to marry him, and Chris agrees. What makes this really tragic is that the only reason Chris went along with the escapade was so that he could spend time with his father, which by itself could have made for a decent enough theme without incest thrown into the mix. Peter's uncomfortable jokes do nothing to help.
Yeah, and I bet you're especially happy we're getting married on a Thursday. School, yuck, right?
Number 5. The long Conway Twitty Cutaway. Normally, the Conway Twitty Cutaway gags are funny distractions from awkward moments, while also paying tribute to the late country singer.
Yikes! Looks like I need a distraction.
However, when Peter tries to distract Lois in The Juice is Loose, they show a full 3-minute segment of Mr. Twitty performing I See the Want To in Your Eyes. Not only does the diversion not work, it also takes a sizable chunk out of the episode and feels more like cheap filler. Unfortunately, no matter how iconic the running gag is, this is a prime example of too much of a good thing. We're not even sure Mr. Twitty himself would have approved.
Conway Twitty says cut it out. Just write a joke.
Number 4, Stewie gets pregnant. We really wish we were joking, but no. Wanting to spend more time with Brian, Stewie uses Brian's DNA to impregnate himself.
We could even use my old crib.
You use your old crib.
It might have been funny watching Stewie discover the joys of being an expectant mother if he weren't a toddler himself. When the childbirth finally comes, it's horrifically gruesome, even without seeing the actual birth. Worst of all, their children turn out to be human-puppy hybrids.
Oh, I caught 2 of them trying to eat each other, so that's something we need to watch out for.
Thanks to birth defects, some end up dying, while Stewie and Brian abandon the rest at a shelter. They might be an iconic duo, but this was a huge, disturbing no-no. Number 3, Meg the Martyr. Poor Meg can never catch a break. She's constantly bullied at school, and her own family treats her like garbage. In Season 10's Seahorse Seashell Party, she's finally had enough and tears Chris, Lois, and Peter a new one.
You're my mother, and you took a child's trust and smashed it into bits in a 17-year-long mission to destroy something that you killed a long time ago.
The scene is unbelievably cathartic, until Meg sees the way the family turns on each other and decides to allow herself to be their lightning rod.
Maybe if I feel bad, they don't have to.
This could be seen as a noble act on paper, but it really shows how toxic and dysfunctional the Griffin family is if they have to rely on Meg's misery to stay somewhat stable. Number 2, Jeff Fiekelman. We first met Quagmire's sister Brenda in Season 8, where we learned that she's constantly beaten by her boyfriend Jeff. In Season 10's Screams of Silence, the story of Brenda Q, we got another look at their toxic relationship, and it is a nightmare to watch.
We're watching Leno, you bitch!
I'm so sorry.
His soft, gentle humor connects effortlessly with my mainstream sensibilities!
Jeff bullies Brenda for the pettiest of reasons, and a lot of the blame is shifted onto Brenda for staying with him.
Sadly, the fact that you are with Jeff proves to me that you have made a choice to make your life worse.
Domestic abuse is normally played for laughs on Family Guy, and in this episode, they tried to take it seriously and failed, which was somehow even more uncomfortable. Even the happy ending was more bittersweet than it should have been. Number 1, The Life of Brian Ratings Trap. In the infamous episode Life of Brian, Brian's unexpected death forced fans to bid a tearful goodbye to one of the show's most beloved characters. Needless to say, fans were horrified or just enraged, and even launched a petition to bring the dog back.
Brian, look out!
What the hell?
You're alive, my friend!
What? Of course I'm alive. What the hell's going on here?
However, Brian was miraculously saved via time travel 2 episodes later, and Seth MacFarlane tweeted that it was supposed to teach viewers a lesson about taking loved ones for granted. Unfortunately, this came off as emotionally manipulative and felt like a major ratings trap, resulting in probably the biggest backlash in Family Guy history. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.